Ras Tavaris, big and cow.
I was born in a little village in Jamaica called Mandeville. I grew up just like any normal Jamaican, country boy, you know what I mean? Very disciplined, you know, run around doing the regular house chores where, you carry the water, pick up the wood for you, catch the fire. Just a Jamaican, West Indian, Caribbean lifestyle like every normal individual still. You know? Never rich, never born with the gold spoon in our mouth. So therefore, yeah, it wasn't as sweet as honey, as milk and honey, But we never really have to steal, to have nothing what we have. Cause mama make sure say everything was provided. Lose my dad at age 10. So the struggle was on my mother for a good period of time. And so that kind of helped me in life to understand what life struggle is.
So how did you get into music?
Well, Jamaica again is music oriented, you know what I mean? And growing up in James Avenue, there was a producer in James Avenue named Jack Ruby. He adopted me and my brother for a short period of time. So I was living at 1 James Avenue in Ocherios. And right there, if you know who Jack Ruby is, he big man in the thing from them time there, And growing up in his house was like, that's everything used to happen in a dance hall. You see all the big greats, Brigadier Jerry, Tiger, General Trees, Charlie Chaplin, Dominic, all of them, because he used to have a live sound session where these DJ used to come. And growing up there, some used to pick up buckle as a little young youth, like after them keep them session and thing. Me and my little brother, used to pick up buckles and thing for Jack Ruby. So there, so now I used to get the highlight to see these artists. And I always say to myself, say, one day, but I like, for be one of them. But growing up, you lost focus at that, because life take different path, As I said, my father died, and life take different path. My mother did have to travel to the America to find bread for us. So there, so now it's a different focus. Moved from Ochi again, went to Manchester. Then everything just changed. But my sisters and my brothers, they always make sure some music was inside of me, see me. Because whenever we have like guests come to the house, they always call me out to sing, So I always was the one who perform after dinner and things like that. So yeah, man. So, but Garnet Silk now was the one who inspired I and I after the passing of Garnet Silk differently. I used to live in a rural housing scheme in Mandeville called Kingsland, and there was this lady who used to do the garments, who sew Garnet Silk clothes, and Tony Rebel. Her name was Miss Yvette. So meeting them and meeting Garnet Silk, I was introduced to the first stage show in my life in Port Kaiser in St. Elizabeth. And after seeing Garnet Silk on stage that night, and the tremendous and the spirituality and the upliftment and the vibration of how me say the people react, the awakening of, even I myself get awakened from that, and then it was a different transition for I from that time,
So how do you find life in England compared to Jamaica?
Well, life in England, you see, because I have my kids still, I have my children. I'm mostly wrapped up around them, so they distract me to how the system is, which sometimes when I'm not distracted and you look what it is, I want to get out. You know what I mean? But we know, say, every little thing is just for a matter of time, because the whole earth is for I and I. So England is just a trad. So I know, say, it's just a trad I make, So, and the trad I go continue, because I no stop. I no stop that's so, and that's how I stop. It's just a trad, So right now I trad and I there in a London, and the trad still I go continue wherever I take I and I, as I said, 4 corners of the earth for I and I. So John know I and I dwell in place,
But you do have strong feelings about Africa.
Well, as I said, Jah know I and I dwelling place. And my father is an African. My mother is an African. That's why we say Mother Africa and Father Africa. And I as a son as an African. Seeing my melanin tell you who I am. Without birth certificate nor passport, I and I will settle. You see what I say? And you can't stop the thing when man I got chad, you know? Tradition. It's a tradition thing.
What's the inspiration you get to produce music?
It's darkness and light, you know, and the awakening. The inspiration where I get is things that I inhabit for myself and see other people without it. I share my life with other people because it's an awakening and still awakening within myself. I see many people who still within that darkness, you know. So I do music for the upliftment and the awakening of people's soul. You know what I mean? If I once can turn them away from negative, because a good over evil. And I come to practice good always because that's what shall lead the people. You know?
And Bob Marley is everything
Well,
to
Bob
music.
Marley is the pillar. Bob Marley is the pillar. The man that set the pilgrim for I and I trod upon. The man that open the minds, open the heart. Up till today you can listen to Bob Marley and it feel like a yesterday just recorded. And everything what him said from that time before I and I is still present in this time, and it will be always present because remember we're still in an evil system called Babylon and they will always be doing them folly. See, so it's just like man like I and I now come take it from where Bob Marley within the flesh pause it, and other great artists like, you know, we put a pause. So I and I just come take it. It's like a lantern, it's like a light, you know, we're ever burning, you know. You see what I mean? So you have to come with the soul, a fire. You can't come out the fire. So it's the next fire I ignite same way upon the same fire that was before I and I. You know, and if a man try to change it or try to out it, then the earth are going to be in darkness, so a greater destruction. And we don't come to teach or talk destruction. We come to shine a light, which is Jah light. Haile Selassie the first, you know.
Tell me about your music.
My music is just things that happen in the past and the present and things still where going to come in the future. Because, as I said before, it's light and darkness. And I know Jah bless I with a light. So I can take it and live with it like how them would want to say, I a caveman and going around cave with it. No, I have to establish the light unto the world. You see, because there's many people in the world when I know say this world is a big fire bed, you know. So my music come to save those who don't want to get consumed and burn. But my music still have a fire where have to burn souls, you know, which is a purging fire. So only the fittest and the one who choose Jah will overstand what I music I say and what I music relate to, because it's an international universal thing. See, and I don't come to separate myself from what was before. I am still Bob Marley, I am still Garnet Silk, I am still Jacob Miller. I just name all the ones them will come and say reggae music and will come chant Naya Bingi. I represent. See, it's just a different flesh, but the soul is one.
What gives you the confidence to make declarations of that sort?
Ras Tavaris, you know, and the thing is, a music choose I never choose music. That's why the confidence there, because many times I try to say, you know what, it's a rat race thing, and amongst a lot of producers and enough artists where I don't know, them no one see you go forward. You see me I say, so many times I take myself from away from this music and then see that I still do music. So the confidence come, music choose I. Basically, you know, so that's how I confidence come from still the music we choose I and I, cause I could have do many other else things. But as I say, a music choose I and I still, and I think that's where the confidence come from still. Yeah, man.
And seeing that Bob Marley made the ultimate music, which one Which one of Bob Marley's music is your favorite?
Oh gosh. Just I. Well, I've never pinpointed out a Bob Marley to be my favorite because the whole of them, seeing. But when you put in an album, you only can play one song at a time. Seeing? And you see Africa Unite, yeah, and the history where him do with that tradition for sing Africa Unite, Zimbabwe. Oh, him finance him own self and him own band to go Africa, go liberate Zimbabwe. That not just the song where him sing, it's just the movements too and the energy where him put in at that project there. Make I and I choose that song because that song represent and band Africa together. See, so yeah, Africa Unite, man.
What about your own music?
I have a tune right now. The first I did a tune in a 2012 called World Crisis. See, that tune inspired me. The first time when I come London, there was a big riot going on in London. And by the time I turn on the television, I see a big riot going on in France. Couple weeks after that, a big thing going on in Greece. It's like four corners of the earth in a 2011, 2012 was just chaos. So, I have to just make the people them aware and say, yo, it's a world crisis going on, but here, foolish are them and those who turn away from Ras Tavaris. So I have a song called World Crisis where kind of tell the people them say, no watch nothing, man, everything will go on, happy go on because prophecy have to fulfill because certain things done already written in the Proverbs that have to take place. So when you see these things, don't be scared and don't be frightened. You see what I say, although man manipulate these things and put people into fear to gain world power, them bring world crisis to gain sympathy. So when them put them strike them law against the people will just adjust to it because them say, okay, mankind getting wicked and this happening, man bombing this and this and that. Them do all type of things to provocate the mind of people and put fear in the mind of people. But all these things is just one set of guys I govern these things, and yeah.
So what's your own favorite music? I mean, the best music you think you've produced so far?
Well, the best is here and yet still the best is to come. You see, I say, yeah, I have a tune right now because you don't know, in Jamaica, we basically, everyone a fight against herb, see? And now, everyone a turn to herb. The one them who used to say herbs is poison for human being and it's derogative and them criminalize it and all these things. Now I have a tune named Puff Herb Smoke. See, in which I tell the people them basically say herbs is not just for smoking. See, herbs is a medicinal plant. And if you do your research, you find out say Babylon been using this plant in the pharmaceutical medicines long time. See, and people been getting the benefit from these things long time, but Babylon now brand it for say a herb. See, so I come forward now in this day to tell the people them say, don't turn away from what is good for you, man. See, it's right in front of you. See, so my best tune right now that I'm putting it out, a video will, I finished shoot the video and everything for it already. It's a rhythm called Herb Root Rhythm with myself and a couple of the artists, produced by Shiro Records, It's a tune called Puff Herb Smoke. I am like a tree that planted by the rivers of water. See, and if you look around in nature that we now show you what the trees like. Everything have branches, everything have limb, everything have stem. So my locks, as the scripture declare it as whole, is just a stem from eye branch. This is the main part of the tree. Now this is just my stem, you see. But it's not a religion thing. It's not a religion thing. It's the way of life. Because before man take anything away from themselves, take with them fingernail, take with them hair, take with them precept, everything used to just allow to be nature. So all of humanity was like how I and I is, but as them say modern world and civilized, them start use some bossy word now, say mankind becoming civilized and mankind becoming modern and mankind become very inventive. So them start invent different looks, different walk, different talk, different garments and all these things. But if I and I go with the garments, I not change the looks where the Father, the universe give I. See, so I will wear clothes, I will wear glasses, I will wear something, but I can't change the universe looks, which I remain to be the tree that planted by the rivers of water. Which I must look like a tree and look like a lion. See, you can't go into the jungle and hold a lion and trim him. No, you could, no, what you call a lion without a mane? Up till today, them can't do that. So a lion will just have to be a lion from creation, and that's what I and I is. I and I a lion from the tribe of Judah. So I and I have to represent which species I and I are defending in the jungle. I a lion. A mighty roar we have same way upon them, you know? Yeah, man. This is a tune called Long Run, produced by Oja. He built the rhythm, and Ras Tavaris, that's me, who do the vocal. And the BV is by one of my brother, my article brethren named Jacker. Yeah. So the inspiration I give I to do this tune is like I met up with this brethren in London, and I was invited to his studio, and he played a couple tracks, play a couple rhythms and stuff, and said, you know, him like to do a work with I and I, but if it's not, he's explaining to me like, say, listen me, he's explaining to me like, listen me, in Europe, yes, so right now, where we're there, don't turn away from vinyl. See? And when him said that to I and I, it's come like my prior answer, because from day one of this, I know music is. As I said, I grew up in a James Avenue in a Jack Ruby place. And at them thing I used to before CD. CD was just a thing where come do a fast cash. Digital download is just some robbery and exploitation, same way. Seeing? So this, some people check say vinyl did gone, but it never gone. The sound system and people in them home still deal with vinyl now. I and I deal with the original thing, and I man is an original man. The first single what I put out have to be original. And this is my first single where fully I go release as Ras Tavaris, and it is a 7-inch vinyl called Long Run. Seeing? Original. People in them home sound system, man, bringing the thing forward. We not, as I said, I not come for change. I can only adapt to what the world are going with, and I still know when to retain I and I self. But the original of this, Bob Marley used to do this. No, I and I can come do, say I do reggae music, and I not Chad. I father footstep, I brother footstep, who was before I and I. The man they used to stand up in a boiling sun, downtown, Kingston, and sell them thing. Now I and I take plane from London, come to Thailand, and in the street, I distribute this single to make people know who I is. I go in a Beijing, China, distribute I and I single, and when I leave as so now, I and I go stop in a Hong Kong, and I go give people this and make them know if them buy it, blessed, and who can't buy it, I still give. Seeing, because it's a message. But this single now, it's also gonna be on all digital platform, which is not yet. So this is 500 copy we have of this. Me have a brethren, the brethren Oja, Aklam's dub, which is the studio, is presently now in Japan doing the promotion also for this single. He's a dub DJ. They have a festival down there. So he's down there now with couple hundred copy distributing to the people, helping bringing Ras Tavaris to the forefront of the world, because when it is thy time, it is thy time, you know. And I say it is I time now for the people hear a new messenger. But I see a message not change. But some deal with the thing sweet. When people listen to it, them say, that nice. And when some people listen to some other thing, them say, yo, the fire in that. And so we are come with both. I'm very versatile, but the message doesn't change. Give I any rhythm, and I will deliver your message. Any rhythm, it doesn't matter what rhythm you give, and I just deliver your message. Yeah. So this is your message. I tell the people, them say long run, but short catch. So look out for it, you know, and you can follow I and I CMA and see my records Instagram right now. But my production company, they are setting up all these digital things for you, where you can follow Ras Tavaris music and Ras Tavaris fan page on Instagram. But now, personally, you can contact See My Records on Instagram.
Let the words of thy mouth and the meditation of thy heart be acceptable unto thy people, O Selassie. Slap a mystery Babylon. In a this world crisis, it's an economical phase.